Talking shop with the boss in the box. Talking shop with the boss in the box. Talking shop with the boss in the box. Talking shop with the boss in the box.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what's everyone doing tonight? Did you just call me a baboon? You know what? I've heard that one before, so I accept that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, joined with me, as always, as he said, I don't have a cool intro for him because I'm not as extra. I'm a little more basic than the lunchbox. This side. There we go. It's inverted. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dave Oosery, Lunchbox, capital LB. Oosery. Okay, I couldn't believe this. So, we're still kind of new to this YouTube thing. Like we've been uploading content. Like I've been uploading the episodes, week by week. I've been uploading the Boss Reacts. You've been uploading your Monday morning motivations and your beer reviews. Like, so we're getting into the YouTube thing. So if you have a YouTube account, which most of you probably do, go on there and subscribe to Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box and get everything that we do, plus bonus content and everything else. But anyways, so as we're new to this whole thing, as we interview guests and we feature music and stuff like that, copyright issues kind of become a thing, unfortunately. And this happened a couple times. Like a couple weeks ago, or like a month ago, we got flagged for airing The Undertaker's theme song. So Jim Johnston and WWE flagged us for copyright claims. We got flagged by other things, but the big one was for episode 75. We got flagged for the Hatred songs that we featured, which I was expecting. Hatred, I believe, does belong to a record label or production company. But that didn't surprise me. What did surprise me was this little side note in between the songs that were flagged. We were flagged by the Vatican. You guessed it. The actual Vatican. For a Oh, they can only hear me. Okay, so let me, before we move on, let me fix the sound issues here real quick, because I think I know what the issue is. All right.
What's up, Don Juan?
All right, let's see if this works. Hey, let's get a nice quick test here, ladies and gentlemen. How do we sound now? Go ahead and say something, Mr. Lunchbox.
We got flagged by another country. Another independent nation flagged us on YouTube.
Yes. And you know what? Like, the hilarious thing about that is, turn Dave up. What?
We don't hear that shit often.
Dave is all the way up. So, Dave, we can't hear you. There we go. Okay, so they can hear you now. When we run a live show, shit happens.
Shit happens.
We deal
And
with it. It's okay.
pre-production was perfect, so hey, we didn't even expect that.
Yeah.
Whoa. So I don't know what to say, man. We got flagged by the Vatican.
Okay, so we have an echo now. All right. God, man, what is going on here?
The usual echo problem.
Yeah, the usual. Okay, let me try this. Okay, undo that. All right, that should be good. People in the comments, do us a favor. Keep letting us know how the audio sounds. We are fixing it as it goes. So, all right. So yeah, we got flagged by the Vatican, which is really weird because the Hatriot the Hatriot music video features a lot of like religious images and kind of videos and things like that. We just kind of had to like go back and dispute the claim. Just be like, look, like we're in America where this kind of stuff is free, so.
Freedom of religious expression, but what have you. I'm just stoked we got flagged by the Vatican. Like that's a feather in my cap.
Absolutely. So what is everybody drinking tonight? You're always drinking, so what are you drinking?
You make me sound like some sort of raging drunk, but I'm drinking Kern River Double Gravity IPA. Double Gravity Check IPA.
Ooh. And as usual, what I have in my fridge, I am rocking the Belching Beaver, the Phantom Bride. The infamous Deftones beer.
Well, that's great, Brandon. It's nice to know that some things never change. But let's go ahead and just get to what everybody came to see. We're only at 10 right now. We got up to 16. So if you keep us, get us back to 18, and we'll go ahead and air. We'll do the Mike Vanek episode. But more importantly,
wait.
Brandon,
before you get that, some people might not know what we're talking about. So what we're trying to do is if you're listening to this podcast right now, go into the little corner of your screen and click that share button and send it to your Facebook feed, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to hit a starting goal of 20 listeners. And if we get that, we are going to air a bonus episode of Mike Vanek telling his rock star stories. And trust me, you want to hear them because they are nice and juicy.
So get us to 20 viewers. But what I really think is going to get us to 20 viewers, what everybody came to see, we had a great interview last week with Nick Souza. Shout out to Nick Souza, Costa, Cody, and all the Hatriot team just for hanging out with us and making me laugh incessantly about Mike Vanek. But it got me to thinking, who else do I know that has toured the country? Who else do I know that has grown up playing music before my very eyes? And who else do I know that's got some damn good stories to tell that they ain't been around for a long time? So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, formerly of Better Left Unsaid and the Los Bandless Kids will stand up when I say Sickle. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Talk at the Shop with the Boss in the Box podcast, Adam Raffety.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Raffety!
Hello! Nomine Padre e Fili e Spiritu Santi, since you guys,
Indeed. I think we need some of that holy water, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
How you guys doing?
Good, man. How is this pandemic treating you, and how are you?
Doing all right, man. I can't complain. Of course, like one of the millions of other people in the country, I got laid off. But other than that, hadn't been too bad. You know what I mean? I can't complain.
Yeah. And what do you do for your regular job, man?
I work in a marketing firm. What we do is we kind of handle like, I guess, insurance companies, financial advisors, things like that, 401k advisors, and we do the marketing for them. Basically trying to get, people in the door. Actually, really, we're trying to get their foot in the door with other companies. That way they can, apply their services.
Yeah. And I can imagine at this point in time, they're just like, hey, there's nothing we can do right now.
Yeah, most companies are closed up shop for the most part. Marketing anybody when there's a pandemic going on is kind of damn near impossible. So I mean, we've got a few people that are able to work from home, but not too many.
But you're not one of them.
Not me. No,
Just
I'm not.
real quick, not to interrupt. You've got cousins in the group chat in the live stream that would like your attention, and Mike Vanek would like a shout out. So please.
What up, Vanek? How you doing, brother? I'm assuming this is probably my cousin Matt.
That's one of them, and the other one's Kyle.
Ah, what up, Kyle? What up, brother? Right on.
Oh, we hit our 20.
We did.
Nice.
We did. Awesome.
We did.
Wonderful. So after this, everybody is getting a bonus episode of Mike Vanek on YouTube directly after the show.
Right on.
Good job, everybody.
Oh, it's great. We promise. He was drunk as shit, and we stayed up till 3 in the morning getting this one done. It was 5 in the morning on his end.
Yeah, man.
I miss Vanek, man. I haven't talked to that guy. I mean, I talked to him here and there on Facebook, but that guy.
Well, ain't nothing like sitting down in front of Mike Vanek being like, brother, let me tell you about this thing, brother. Nothing like it. Nothing like it.
You know what, though? I owe that guy one of the best experiences of my life. My 21st birthday. I remember Sickle was playing the Fat Cat, and my birthday's in May. It's May 25th, and we had played. I think it was mid end of April, somewhere like that. And Vanek came up to me and was like, "Hey, dude, did you know Bad Company is playing the Fat Cat in May?" I was like, "No kidding, dude. Bad Company is one of my all-time favorite bands." And I was like, "No kidding, dude. My 21st birthday is next month. I gotta go. When's the show?" And he's like, "Oh, I think it was like May 11th or something." I'm like, "Damn, dude, it's 2 weeks before my birthday. That sucks." So then, at the beginning of May, just maybe a week later, we played the Fat Cat again, and Vanek comes up to me again and is like, "Hey, I told you about the Bad Company show, right?" I said, "Yeah, but it's it's before my 21st birthday, so I'm not able to go." He's like, "Well, you heard it got pushed back, right?" I said, No, to when? He goes, "Oh, it's on May 25th now." I'm like, "Oh shit, that's my 21st birthday, I'm like, "Damn, dude, how much are tickets?" He's like, "Well, they're $30 a pop, but since you're Adam from Sickle, you play shows for me and everything, I'll give you 2 for 30. I was like, "Bro, I'll buy them right now." You know what I mean? And what's crazy is I actually invited my pop, my old man. I invited him to go to the show because he was a huge Bad Company fan. And so I come home and I tell him about it. He's squared away. He's like, "Yeah, we'll go." Night at the concert, I get off work. I come home. I ask my dad, "You ready to roll?" He's like, "Man, I'm not feeling up to it. You know what I mean? I don't really feel like going." I'm totally bummed, right? So I call my brother. I'm like, "Mike, you got to come with me, dude. It's my 21st birthday. I got an extra ticket. You're rolling with me." So he and I go. We walk in the door. My dad, my mom, my whole family's there. And they all surprise the hell out of me.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude. One of the best nights of my life, dude. And I got retarded, stupid drunk, and I ended up pissing out front of the Fat Cat and falling. My brother had to carry me like 3 blocks on his shoulders into the car. But hey, good times, right?
That sounds like a fantastic time.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. And it would not have happened without Mike Vanek. So, Vanek, I appreciate you, brother.
I'm noticing a trend here. In the last 6, 7, 8 episodes, it's all been Mike Vanek. So it's turning into talking shop with the boss, Box, and Vanek.
And he said we got to drink every time we say Vanek. Oh, I said Vanek.
Oh. Well, I'm not drinking alcohol, but I'll take a drink.
Yeah, what you know.
Hell yeah. So, like, speaking of Sickle, man, like, tell us about some story.
Wait, I had a preface for this.
Oh, go.
You know I did.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, all my old school 209ers think back. And, for about 5-6 years, from like 99 all the way to about 02, there's this band, Sickle. They keep popping up. They're a straight death metal band, speed death metal band. They're a bit of a techno death metal band. And they come and they go, and they're always good. Damn good.
Wait, are we talking about Luxt?
No, we're talking about Sickle. Shut up. Anyway, so Lono Call, Something Must Die, Hostility, a killer lineup.
I booked that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did a good job on that lineup.
Thank you.
And dead center of the show is the return of Sickle. So I'm outside smoking, and all of a sudden I hear some sort of intro. I walk in just in time for that beat to drop, and I see 5 motherfuckers on stage moving in perfect unison. And it is a sonic wall of sound. And I'm like, oh my God. Of one of the best bands I've seen, this is the best version. And of course, I knew Greg, and I knew Mike, but who is this little big-headed skinny fuck up here singing? He don't look like he should sound like that.
Yeah.
So after the show, I go up and shake your hand and go, God damn, man. That's a big noise coming out of a little dude. And now here we are 17 years later hanging out on a podcast.
Bro, it's funny. I remember that night like it was yesterday. You know what I mean? Dude, I was all of 19, 125, 130 pounds. You know what I mean? Dude, what was crazy too is I remember the old bass player and the old drummer for Sickle were actually in the audience. And I kind of remember being nervous, about them being there, like what they were going to think of the new lineup and everything,
Totally different sound.
They loved it though. They were completely cool about it, dude. And we had just a blast, man. And what's funny is Something Must Die. That band, dude.
SMT, motherfucker.
Still to this day, man. That band, in my opinion, completely ahead of its time. I remember I ended up putting them on last because I thought, everybody's going to stick around for these guys. You know what I mean?
And it was mostly just me.
The problem was, they were from the Bay Area. They, a lot of people, it was kind of during a weird time in the scene where it was kind of coming back, and people were basically going for their own friends and their own bands that they like, and then they'd leave right after.
Which is usually the case, right?
Yeah, and what's funny is they're maybe a year or so. I'm not sure if you remember when we had the meetings at the Daily Grind in Turlock.
Yeah.
Local
Local 209. Yes,
right,
absolutely.
Right. The scene was so strong then, bro. So strong.
Absolutely.
It didn't matter who was playing, where they were from. You had a full crowd. You know what I mean? You had a full crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. Full house.
Everybody stayed. Everybody stayed.
People trusted bands to be good and promoters, and be good promoters and encourage. And bands made it a point to stick with other bands too. We were just as excited to see each other as we were to play.
That was right there. Now, it wasn't a competition so much as it was a family.
Yeah, and you actually talked about something about SMD being ahead of their time. Now that was the first time anybody on the local level had really seen the crazy breakdowns, the frantic guitar stylings, the quick blast beats, you know, what really became metalcore, hardcore, deathcore, you know, all that. And in the Bay Area, it was starting to become rather common.
Right.
But Sickle was the first band to do it around here.
Dude, you know what blew me away, though, about S&B wasn't so much, I mean, obviously their sound was epic, too, but their live show, what I loved so much, was every single one of those guys, every one of them, were frantic on stage, bro. Like, swinging their guitars around, like, I mean, just going ape shit crazy, except the singer. The singer would completely be stagnant in one spot with the mic just, I mean, in one spot, and then you would see him out of nowhere throw a frantic punch like he was going to knock somebody's head off, then go right back to being in one spot, just screaming his ass off, while everybody else around him is going ape shit, and it looked fantastic. You know,
Yeah.
There was this one, just one spot of calm right in the center of all this chaos, dude, and I loved it. I fucking loved it.
It was like a slow motion car crash.
Really, I mean, that's actually kind of a really great analogy, dude, because that's really what it was. You know what I mean? It was poetic carnage, dude. It was awesome. I fucking loved those guys.
You know what band at that time was doing that same thing, except the singer was also going nuts, was fucking Clearing Autumn Skies.
See, I never got into them.
But their
dude,
stage show was insane.
Yeah.
They're another one of those connecting bands because they were the first band I really saw doing that style, and through them I met Hostility, SMD, Rivals, Heavy Lolo, all those bands from, once again, that Bay Area pocket that were doing something a little different.
Right.
You know, we were still, back then the 209 was either kind of more the new metal bands or bands that were old school death metal, thrash metal bands, and then you had Threefold. And that was its own thing. And then all of a sudden out comes Sickle, you know, with that low tuning and breakdown heavy music and, you know, in my opinion, and I'm not trying to suck up here, but a better blend of melody with that chaos. You know,
well, I appreciate that.
And what made you kind of want to really lean on that? Because you do. You know, you still do. Probably in the shower. like you know when to turn it on, but then you bring that melody to the ball game. You know, what made you decide that was how to help make you stand out?
You know what, dude? I've always been drawn to like the darker, I guess, the darker side of melody. Bands, you know, like Lane Staley, dude. Lane Staley. I mean, come on, that guy. I've said it a million times and I'll say it again. Every metal vocalist that does both screaming, growls, and melodic vocals singing wishes they had that Lane Staley tone. Because he had that darkness, that dark sound to his voice, yet it was so beautiful at the same time, dude. So that was something that I don't know, I was always drawn to. Even, again, going back to the Bad Company, you know, if you listen to, because Paul Rogers, dude, now, you know, God bless Brian Howe, he just passed away, you know, a few months back. But Paul Rogers, he was, you know, the original singer, and that dude still to this day kills it, man. That guy's got such an epic voice, dude, and it's very like soulful, bluesy, and everything. But it's got like a dark sound to it, and there's something about that, dude, for me that I don't know, man. I'm just drawn to it. You know what I mean? I'm drawn to it. Believe it or not, Ray of Sickle, you know, that guy. I tell him all the time, man, that dude's voice, you know, he can do, he's never really tried singing, but he does like these melodic style yell type sounds, you know, that dude are beautiful. I mean, and they're just, I mean,
Greg's a badass, dude. Like nothing you tell me Greg could pull off would surprise me.
Dude, that guy, I'm lucky because he's my best friend. You know what I mean? But I will say it until I'm blue in the face, man. That guy he's one of the smartest dudes I know by far.
Yeah.
He's a freaking genius when it comes to music. You know.
By the way,
Ryan
Greg Thunder,
denies,
if you're not here, we're talking about you.
Ryan denies too, man. Ryan, that guy. Don't let him fool you. Don't let that pretty boy, you know. Don't let him fool you, dude. That guy, he's another one. That guy can write anything, and not only write it and make it sound okay. Like we're talking, I've heard country songs from this dude that no bullshit could be absolutely hits, dude. Could be hits, like radio style hits.
Are these recorded?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna need you to help me reach out and get me some of those.
Dude, hell yeah.
Dead serious.
Yeah, that guy, he's another one, man. He's another one. I've been lucky to work with these guys, that's for sure.
Mike was a killer drummer.
Yeah.
Kai was a monster drummer.
Bro, that guy. I love that dude with all my heart, man. You know, one thing that broke my heart was when, when everything happened with him and Sickle, you know, we parted ways. You know, it wasn't on bad terms. It was just, Kai's he's a very busy drummer, and which is not a bad thing by any means. But Sickle was always kind of backed by a lot of power driving drums. You know, just kind of not real busy, just kind of in your face. And it sucked, man, because I didn't want. I kind of got the last vote, really, of of him basically being parted from the band, and it sucked, man, because when it happened, everybody in the scene, it became a rumor that I was the one that wanted him out, and it's really, it was no, I was the one pulling for the guy. I thought I still to this day, I think he's a fantastic drummer. There's absolutely nothing that guy can't do.
And he added I get what you're saying about him being a busy drummer, but not only that, but he added a flash that wasn't really there before.
Right.
Like, he did a lot of throws, he did a lot of spins, he did a lot of tricks.
Which I thought were cool,
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it. I used to love watching him fucking twirling while he's doubling. Stuff like that was great to me.
But, there were just people that thought it didn't fit. It wasn't a good match for, Sickle, because Sickle, again, everything about that band was kind of very, I hate to use the word machine oriented, you know what I mean? We kind of seemed very locked in at all times, you know what I mean?
Mike Vanek called you guys a machine earlier in the comments.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's actually something I wanted to bring up. You guys always brought your own PA.
Yeah.
I remember that was always such a motherfucker, because you wouldn't tell me when you came to play my shows.
Yeah.
And I remember you guys jumped into a song as a sound check, and the pit explodes. I've got 100 kids just go. And so we start playing guard, and we're getting ready, and after about 20 seconds, y'all stop and are like, well, that was a sound check.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Give us 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But
that was one thing about, especially, me, Greg, and Ryan, dude. And really, Greg and Ryan. And really Ryan. The live sound, dude, the live, it had to be perfect. And really, Mike Palm too. Mike Palm was he was big into that too. We wanted everything to sound perfect. You know what I mean?
straight from CD.
we wanted what you get on the album. We wanted that 10 times better, but still as solid live. You know what I mean? Like, it had to be perfect, you know?
You know what? On the Sickle kick, like, I'm at the point now we should just play the song.
You want to play the song now? You want to do the song now? All right, so, give us a little, before we get into the song, we like to do this thing where, give us a little synopsis on, like, what the vocals were like for The End of Nothing. What is, I mean, because you wrote it back in, 2002, 2003?
Oh, yeah.
What was your mindset when writing this song?
Really, that song was more, that was Greg. That song was kind of put together really right before I joined. Now, when we worked it in the studio, it was kind of, if I remember correctly, it was basically, we've always had, I'm not sure if you, I mean, Dave, I know you remember when Sickle kind of morphed into Beyond Years there for a little bit. We always had this this draw, I guess, to, again, like apocalyptic, just imagery and dark shit.
It was always dark.
Yeah, right.
As it should be, goddammit.
Yeah. But what was funny is if you listen to the lyrics and if you, and really in all the songs that we write, there's always a glimmer of hope, and that was something that we always tried to make sure we kept, because the way we always thought of things was humanity is kind of like we're really our own worst enemy, but there's always a chance. You know what I mean? There's always a chance to make things right.
We turn it around.
Right. You know what I mean? And we always made sure that we had that element in those songs and in those tracks. And that was kind of, I know The End of Nothing kind of represented that. You know what I mean? Like, nothing truly ends. That was kind of what we were going for.
Well, we have The End of Nothing right here, so we're gonna take a little break and play a music track. When we come back, we have a couple viewer questions for you, and we'll continue on because we got some other Sickle things we got to talk about, don't we?
I want to move into the future a little bit, but I would just like to once again, Brandon, I'm emceeing tonight. I just want to say 209, stand up, rock out, throw a fist. If you're watching this with somebody, knock them down. This is The End of Nothing by Sickle. And you're hearing it on Talking Shop with the Boston Box, episode 76.
Hold on, we'll get it. Technical difficulties.
We will last forever.
Dude, that is my shit right there, man. That embodies everything I listened to at that time and still do now.
I was pretty happy about the fact when I was like, when I pitched bringing Adam on board, I was like, hey, did you listen to Sickle and BLU? And you're like, actually, no, not really, but like, why? You know? And I'm like, cool, I got this week's guest. Don't worry about it. Like, here. Let me call him. Okay, he's in here. What? Check these links out. And I was like, I think you're really gonna like Sickle. You hit me right back. Sickle's badass.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
Right
confirm something for me. So I swear to God, or whatever, that I've seen you guys once or twice. I'm from the Bay Area, the East Bay out here, so the areas that would have had shows at that time would have been Concord. You played in Concord, right?
God, I'm trying to remember as far back as that. I'm wanting to say we did.
Because there was places out here like Bourbon Street Bar and Grill, the Timeout, the Concord Depot, the Concord Vets Hall. I swear.
Yeah,
I've seen you guys play out here.
I would be willing to bet that we probably have. I mean, I know we kind of played all over, especially Northern California and the Bay Area. One of the things that we wanted to do before, we hung it up or died was play the Pound, and we got to do that. Which was
I love the Pound.
fantastic. The sound there. Oh my God. The sound there was so amazing, bro. Holy shit.
Me and Brandon were talking about this today. It didn't matter if the Pound was packed out the doors at 300 and 600, like, didn't matter, full capacity or over, or if there was like 13 of your buddies standing there staring at you on a Monday night.
Still the
like,
Pound.
it sounded like the Pound.
Yes.
Yeah. Dude.
So
And
this is going to go into the next question from one of our viewers. Trish, she asks, what was your favorite show that you played? Was this one of them?
well, that depends. Are we talking Sickle or are we talking BLU?
Well,
Right now we're talking about Sickle. I'm playing chess. I'm getting ready to move that conversation forward.
Okay. Sickle would probably be you know what, when we did the Chimera and Misfits show, those were amazing. But at the same time, when we went down to LA, we played the CIA. And Jeremy Pennick from Dep Swab. We played with Turn of the Screw. Dude, that was amazing. You know what I mean? So it's really kind of hard to say which one's my favorite. But I can tell you, with the Chimera show, one of my favorite memories is the old sampler, guy from Chimera. I can't remember his name now. Anyway, I had just gotten the circuit board tattoo on my arm. Maybe, I don't know, a couple months before that. And it was right after the show, and we were all kicking it, just kind of drinking beer, hanging out. And I was walking behind the stage, and I hear somebody say, "Hey, nice tattoo." And I look over, and it's the sampler from Chimera. I go, "Oh, wow, thanks, man. I appreciate that." He's like, "I've been all over the world, and I've never seen a tattoo like that." I was like, "Really? That's cool. Thank you." He goes, except for mine. And he holds out his arm. And he's got like a circuit board damn near just like mine. His was a lot cooler, but he had kind of the same thing going on. And he told me, it's like, dude, I've been all over the place. I've never seen anybody with a tattoo even close to mine. He's like, you're the first person I've seen with it. I was like, I swear to God, I didn't copy you, dude. Like, I've had this idea for years, But that was a cool memory. Hanging out with Kevin Talley, dude, because Kevin Talley was drumming for Chimera at that time. Dude, so cool. Such a nice
One
guy.
of the bands I personally miss myself. Like, that's one band that hung it up that I was just like,
Oh.
man, I miss them so much.
Why?
So much.
You know what's funny is when we got to the venue, I remember everything was already set up, the stage and everything was already set up. And I walked in through the back and I looked at the stage and I looked out where the crowd, was supposed to be and everything. And obviously doors hadn't opened yet or anything. And I remember just looking and getting a flash of it being packed. And this was really my first really big show, like really, really big show. And I went outside and started puking. And before we started playing too, I was out back puking. Nerves just hitting me hella hard. And we get on stage and we play. And Seep ended up playing right after us, which I miss those guys too. Those guys were fucking amazing.
Only eternally in pain.
Eric, in my opinion, is one of the, if not the best vocalist in our area.
Ooh, that's high praise, dude. Because we've got some good ones, but and I'm a big fan. But ooh, that's high praise,
bro. I've heard that guy do anything. That guy can do anything, and he can do it well. And what pisses me off the most is he doesn't even have to try. He doesn't have to try. Like me, everything I've ever done, I've worked my ass off to, get the sound that I wanted and everything, dude. He just naturally does it like it's nothing.
Right. I want to sound like this, so I'm going to. Don't worry about it.
Like,
I got one of those in my band right now, and he's only 27 years old, and he'll come up there and be like, oh yeah, let me play this on guitar. Let me play this on bass. Let me play this on drums.
Yeah,
boom,
yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. And then he'll tell us what key we're singing in, and if we're singing it right. It's like, oh man.
Well, what's funny about Eric, dude, is that guy, he doesn't play any instruments. He doesn't play guitar.
Oh,
he doesn't play drums. He doesn't do anything else.
Just a great singer.
Yeah, he can sing it. Dude, I've heard the guy sing George Strait like it's fucking going out of style, dude, and kills it. Just kills it.
Eric Duran, we're calling you out. I want to hear some George Strait songs. Like, I'm gonna message you if you ain't listening.
But anyway, after Seep went on, I went out back after their set was done. I went out back, and lo and behold, who do I see? But Mark Hunter from Chimera, the singer of Chimera. He's at the back door, puking his guts out because he's nervous before he gets on stage. And I walked right up to him, and I'm like, "Thank God I'm not the only one." Damn, bro. Like I felt like an idiot out here puking. And he just kind of shakes my hand and goes back to throwing up. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll leave you to it." But yeah, that was good times, man. Everything I've ever done when it comes to music, everything I've ever done, I've loved. I've loved it. I've worked with some of the fucking coolest people. I've met some of the coolest people, even on tour, man. Just, damn, dude, you meet some of the best people. And the greatest thing is, that you would have never met them otherwise. Had it not been for being in a band or, being into music or whatnot.
Absolutely.
You would have never known them. You know what I mean? And I love every second of it. There's a guy from, he's from Corpus Christi, Texas. His name's Richard. He was a huge fan of BLU, and I love talking to that guy. Man, he showed up anytime we played in the area. You know what I mean? Like, he was just a hardcore fan. He just loved the music. You know what I mean? And I don't think people like that realize like how much that kind of shit means to us. Like, dude, I genuinely appreciate it. I genuinely love that.
Now you mentioned you mentioned BLU BLU, like, as we transition from Sickle, is there anything that we should know about Sickle and
That we
that
don't.
we don't just yet?
Well, everybody keeps trying to think that it's a bullshit statement that we are writing and recording something new. But I will come out there and say that it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Bullshit. No.
Okay.
The whole COVID thing and everything is kind of, it's
Stop the world.
yeah, right. But just be patient. Just be patient,
Oh.
and
Oh.
it'll be well worth the wait. I promise.
You hear that, everybody? There is some Sickle on the horizon.
It's not bullshit. The rumors are true.
It's not bullshit.
This is the first time I've heard it verbalized.
Yep.
But so Sickle just kind of ends. And then, I mean, and really that's just kind of what happened. You just got, okay, that's enough of that. And then you do the Beyond Years thing. And then for a cup of coffee, without anybody really knowing, you're in the venting machine.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That really what happened there was we went from Sickle to Beyond Years. Greg ended up moving to Oregon, and that kind of halted the Beyond Years thing. So I really wasn't doing anything. I didn't have any other projects or anything like that. And I ran into Chad, the old bass player from TBM.
Mad Churfy.
Huh?
Good old Mad Churfy.
Yep. And we were at, I believe we were at Chucky's. I think we were at Chuck Cogburn's house. And there was, just kind of a little kickback going on. And he had, I can't remember if it was him or somebody else. Anyway, somebody had brought up that Josh had left the venting machine and that they were looking for a vocalist and asked me if I wanted to try out. So I said, yeah, hell yeah. So I went to, we met up in Tracy. That's where they're
Red Dot.
Yep. And, we jammed a little bit and I got in and it was, it was great, dude. I was loving it. Only problem was the commute was pretty rough. I was also used to a band that really kind of hit things hard, TBM, especially at that time.
Lax pace.
Right.
They're explosive. They come and they go. Like they work hard when they're on point, and then they just kind of stop.
Yeah.
And work on the background, and then they come out swinging, and they're always better than they were when you last saw them.
Right.
But then they go dormant again, and so they don't have that balance.
Right.
And I'm sorry to rush this along. Me and Brandon only have so much time available.
Sure.
We've only got 25 minutes. But once again, like you said, the commute was brutal. You didn't want to do it. It was a cup of coffee. Like, there were recordings out there. That was actually how I caught wind of this. And
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, hey, BLU got a new singer this week.
Yeah.
Better Left Unsaid, the band that had kind of always stayed towards the top level of our area. And then come up a little bit, and then go do something big, and then come up just a little bit, and all of a sudden, when they're just about to embark on another national tour, Adam Raffety shows up.
Yeah, that was a crazy experience because really, the old bass player for BLU at the time, his name was Adam as well, Adam Armstrong. He and I went to high school together, And really, that all started out with me hitting him up and saying, "Hey, bro, congratulations! I heard you guys got signed to Stillborn, Jamie Joss's label." And he was just kind of like, "Yeah, it is what it is." He really wasn't stoked about it. So I was like, kind of asking him what the deal was there, and he said that they were having issues when it came to their vocalist at the time. I just told him, I said, "Hey, well, if something happens, let me know. I'm more than happy to give it a go." He had kind of thrown the idea out there a little bit, and then that's when I told him, "Hey, I'm down." I didn't really think much of it until I got the phone call. I got a phone call saying, "Hey, you ready?" And it was like, "No, but okay." So I went and met with the guys. I didn't even really have a tryout. It was just, all right, well, the album has to be done it has to be in the hands of Stillborn, ready for press and everything by May 31st. You're getting in the studio. Oh, it has to be done by May 31st. We have to have 1 day for mixing and mastering and everything. You're getting in the studio May 28th.
Whoa!
So here you go. And I went in the studio and I was there for 2 days and got it done.
Like, were you genuinely there for like 48 hours?
Genuinely, yes. I literally came home, slept, ate, and went right back. You know what I mean?
By the way, side note, your mom says hi. She's been watching this whole time.
Yeah, your mom popped in.
I've been cussing, have I?
No, not really. No.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, she's been saying some nice things in the comments, so that's been fun. And also, what'd you say is your cousin or Matt?
Yeah. Matt, yeah, that's my cousin.
He said something a little bit earlier about you coming and beating up some people for him.
Oh God. Yeah, that was back in the day in my younger years. He had gotten he's quite a few years younger than me, and I was probably 15.
Yeah.
And he got lumped up by another guy that was about 15, lived down the road from him, and gave him a big old goose egg right on the top of the forehead, man. My cousin at the time, he was probably 10. You know what I mean? He was young, and my aunt, his mom, actually called me and was like, "Hey, you mind coming over and hanging out with Matt?" And I just got into it with a kid down the street. She was a little bit worried about him, I could tell, but yeah, I was like, "Yeah, I'll come by." And I asked Matt, I'm like, "So, where is this kid?" And we go to his house, and he's on his porch, and big old dude, man. He's a big old dude. And my dumb ass, I remember being like, "Why don't you, pick on somebody your own size, bro?" And here I am, half the size of the guy. But anyway, we ended up, I think we ended up playing football or something down the road, and the guy tried to get kind of crazy with me, and I put a molly-whopping on him.
That's funny. Like, I have a story sort of similar to that. Like, when I was a bit younger, we had this bully on our street. His name was Jason, and at the time, now that I remember it, like, he was just some really scrawny, pale red-headed kid, but he talked a lot of shit. Like, so
right.
Me and the neighborhood kids, we would go down to the park, like, right next to my house, and we would play football. We'd play tackle football at the park, and this kid was just wiry, and he would just run circles around all of us. And he would just, like, run up on me and be like, yo, your mama this, your mama that, you're a bitch, da-da-da-da-da-da. So I told him, I said, one more time. Call my mom a bitch one more time. Or say something about my mom, something to that effect. So, again, he got the ball, he ran circles around us, talked his shit. And I was like, all right. I said one more time. He goes, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I wailed him right in the belly. And the best part about this was it didn't faze him at all. Hold on, it gets better. It didn't faze him at all for like 3 seconds. All of a sudden, the shock of the hit him, and he collapsed to the ground, crying with full tears, calling for his mama.
Nice.
Well, that's body shots, dude. Like, you know, it doesn't hurt for a second.
I got into one fist fight in high school where I hit the guy in the body. I used to box when I was younger.
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, and it was just kind of a natural reaction. This guy, he was a smaller Hispanic kid, and we kind of had words for a minute, you know, and then the dude just started lighting me up, bro. I mean, just chin checking me like it was going out of style. Hitting me with just 1-2s right in the jaw, man. And I didn't even see it coming. And I finally get the dude off me. We square up a little bit, and he goes to throw a right hand, and he throws it wide. And I move, and I get him right in the kidney with a left hook to the body, right in the kidney. And I remember he took the hit, and then he spun around, dropped to the ground, and gets back up, and he's crying. And sucking wind, you know what I mean? You can't hardly breathe and shit. And I'm just like, damn, dude, I felt so bad. You know, after school and everything, I go home, and my mom, she'll probably remember this if she's still watching. She asked me if I'm okay. You know, she's like, "You all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got into a fight today." You know what I mean? And it sucked. You know, like I feel bad. And she ends up talking to my old man, my dad. My dad comes to my room, and he's like, "I heard you had to play Bruce Lee today." I start laughing a little bit. I was like, "Yeah, I got into a fight, you know what I mean? But I just feel bad because I hurt the kid, you know?" My dad looks at me. He goes, "Did he hit you?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Did he swing first?" I said, "Yeah." Fuck him, you know? That was it. You know, I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, I guess you're right," you know?
You got a point when you put it that way.
Yeah, when you put it that way, I guess, you know, I'm really feeling bad for nothing. But, yeah, I had my share of fist fights, you know.
Speaking of fist fights, something near and dear to both your and my heart, and Brandon doesn't care about. What is your opinion on Iron Mike Tyson coming out of retirement to take on Captain Hook, Roy Jones Jr., also coming out of retirement in what you and I both found out today is an 8-round exhibition match where they cannot knock each other out?
Well, see, I've read two different things about that.
Okay.
I've read that they can't knock each other out, but then I've also read that they're wearing the big 12-ounce gloves to prevent a knockout from happening.
Why?
To help prevent a knockout.
They're old.
Yeah. Now, whether or not, because I really don't see how you're going to have a boxing match, be it even an exhibition, where you're putting limitations on whether or not you can knock the opponent out. Now, if it's a matter of wearing extra size gloves to help prevent that, that's another story.
Right.
Tyson, I don't care what size gloves that motherfucker has on. If he hits you, you're going to sleep. You know what I mean? If he connects, you're going night-night. And, you know, don't get it twisted. Roy Jones Jr. is my favorite boxer of all time. Of all time. That guy, dude, in his prime, he was untouchable.
Yeah.
Went up, you know, how many weight classes? He made it all the way up to heavyweight, bro. You know, and still he still got the title.
Yeah.
You know, that guy.
You don't become an Olympic champion by sucking.
Right. And the speed, the accuracy that dude had, unmatched. And you got to remember, he retired only 2 years ago.
True.
Jones he hasn't been out of it for that long.
But have you been watching the Tyson training videos? I know you have.
Absolutely.
Dude,
he's beast, bro.
He's still got that really quick forward moving duck and roll uppercut hook. He is the prettiest puncher I have ever seen. And the movement, man, the head movement is as he stalks forward.
His shift in weight, the way he can transition his weight into a punch is better than anything I've ever seen. I've never seen it done you know what it reminds me of? I don't know if you guys are baseball fans, but Ken Griffey Jr. has always been known as having the perfect swing, the most beautiful swing, because the way he transitions his weight, his hips, and everything. Mike Tyson does the very same thing when it comes to punching. He's got the most beautiful punches I've ever seen.
I'll co-sign that. Yeah. So that's my question, Adam. Your favorite boxer, the best check hook in the business in the heavyweight class, versus the ultimate marauder who comes forward and does not take a backward step, all the while dodging everything you throw. Who do you got?
That's a tough one, man. If it's going to be with the heavier gloves, I'm gonna go with Jones. I'm gonna go with Jones because Jones is still quick. He's still elusive, and he still has that snap jab and that cross, bro. That right cross of his, dude. He can hit you in the nose before you can blink your eye. So,
but can he hit the ultimate head moving machine?
Absolutely. Because there's one thing about Tyson's head movement. It's predictable.
I disagree, man, especially in these videos, dude. He's pulling and moving like so weird, crazy angles.
Watch every Tyson fight, and you'll see where his hands are up high. He's moving back and forth. It's easy to time. He's easy to time.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out on the NES, you got him dead center.
All right, so on to pressing matters here.
So, okay, so...
Wait, so officially you're going with Jones?
I'm going to say Jones. If it's the bigger gloves, I'm saying Jones, yeah.
I'll put a pizza on Tyson.
A pizza?
A pizza.
Okay, all right. I'm down with that.
You can't say no to pizza.
I was going to say, I'll put a pizza up on a bet.
I'm down with that.
All right,
so check it out. Let's move back into Better Left Unsaid a little bit. Before we get into the good stuff about that, let's show everybody about the She Wants Violence music video that you guys did.
She needs violence.
I'm sorry. She needs violence music video. And I need you to confirm something for me. So, apparently, according to the YouTube comments on that video, this song is about a masochist, sadistic woman. And apparently, you said this out loud at a live show. So, can you confirm this?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, so once again, we're going to take another break. We have an actual visible video for you guys to watch here from Better Left Unsaid. This is She Needs Violence. Check this shit out. By the way, before I fully play this video, who is this woman? Because she is absolutely beautiful.
That is Marissa Marcetti. That is our manager at the time. It's his daughter. She is, bro. You know what's funny is when we got to the set of the video and I saw her. You're right. She's a beautiful girl. I thought, oh man, we're gonna have a prima donna on our hands or something. You know what I mean, dude? She is the coolest chick you would ever meet. She's down to earth and one hell of a singer. And she actually, her and her husband have they have a country kind of duo going on. I can't remember the name of it, but it's really good. If you guys, her name is Marissa. It's Merisa. And her last name is probably changed because she's married, but it's Marissa Mercetti. She's fantastic.
All right. Thanks for that, man. All right, let's get into the video.
Can we still watch the uncensored version on the Facebook?
Dude, yeah, you know what? I don't even know where that is. I would think you'd be able to. I was actually surprised to see the censored version.
That was the only one I could find.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Like, no, cool video. So, like, I didn't realize after going back and just kind of researching, Better Left Unsaid, I knew who you guys were. I've known who you guys were for years. I've seen you play live 3 or 4 times, but I didn't realize how much of a deal you guys were for a cup of coffee, like going on tours, getting management. You were signed, right?
Yeah. We were signed to Stillborn, which is Jamie Josta from Hatebreed's label. Then we moved to a label called Static Age for a quick second. That didn't last long. And then we moved to a label called Apocal.
Okay.
Which was actually a really cool label. It kind of dwindled out a little bit, but when they were going, it was great. Yeah, they took care of us, really. We had the Mercedes Sprinter that was customized with the bunks and everything and all that we got to take on tour. And yeah, dude, we were kind of living the rock star life, so it was cool, going on tour in that thing. You had a big screen TV, and each bunk had a pull down TV with a DVD player, and dude, it was, bro, that was living. Let me tell you, going all over the country with your boys, playing music, and that damn thing. Oh, bro.
What
LIVIN. Let me tell you.
What was one of your favorite, like, either festivals or shows you played across the country with Better Left Unsaid?
Woo! Damn.
I know, blast from the past, right?
Dude, there's so many. When we played Worcester, Massachusetts, that was amazing. Played the Rave in Grand Rapids. Dude, that was incredible.
But what about it? What about those shows made them so incredible?
It was just the entire vibe, dude. They were, the shows were packed. Especially in Worcester, it's right outside of Boston. It was this cool, like amphitheater looking, it was a badass place, and it was packed. Hell, even the very first show of the head-to-head tour with Mushroomhead and Head PE down in LA, that amazing, amazing. And then after being on the road with those guys for, a few weeks, being able to hop up on stage with, the guys in Mushroomhead and do a song with them every night, dude, it was surreal.
Really?
Yeah, it was surreal.
Whoa, back up. I didn't get to catch you on the tour. What song were you singing with Mushroomhead on a nightly basis?
God, man, I can't remember what song it was. I can't even remember what song it was. It's been so long. But I went up there every night, dude, for I don't know how many weeks. And, it's funny. One of the last shows we played, Jeffrey Nothing, he was always covered in fake blood. And he kind of had the whole Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing going on. And
yeah.
We're up on stage, and he kind of stood center stage at all times. And Waylon and I are kind of moving around. So are the guitar players and everything. And like Jeffrey Nothing does this crazy shit where he kind of throws his hands, just throws his fists at all angles. And it just so happened he was throwing a punch right as I moved to the side of him, and he decked me right in the nose. And I just, I kind of looked, and there's blood all over my hand. And I just kept singing, and I thought, shit, Jeffrey Nothing just broke my nose, like near the end of the tour. And we get done with the song, and I go out back, and I feel my hand is all sticky, and I start feeling around in my face, and it's all sticky. It was the fake blood. So luckily, it didn't break my nose. But
Jeffrey you got punched in the face on stage by Jeffrey Nothing.
Was awesome. That was awesome, And what's funny is he had kind of a similar personality to Mike Palm. As you know Mike Palm's personality, Dave, like, just kind of a eccentric dude. Mike, drummer from Sickle.
Okay.
Just kind of a quiet, just eccentric kind of guy. And
quiet, and then when he does open up, you're just like, what the fuck just happened?
Right. And he walks off the stage after their set's done, and I'm out back. He walks out back, and he's still in all his get up, and he just kind of glances over at me and real quietly goes, "Sorry about that, bro," and just walks off. Like, it was just kind of weird. Just the sound of his voice and everything. It just, I was like, dude, no problem. Went out there and had a couple beers with Skinny, and we just kind of were reminiscing on the tour, man. It was, those kind of things are those are the things that I remember most, like just the camaraderie. When you go on tour with these guys, you end up becoming buds. You're the only people that you see every day, for
right.
months on end. So even like the guys in Unsaid, we did the tour with Unsaid. Dude, every time I see how much those guys are blowing up and how well they're doing, my heart explodes, because those guys, dude, they bust their asses. They work hard.
Clearly.
They're good. You know what I mean? They are good.
We play. I played with them in Losers about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I want to say. It was a night Aaron couldn't make it, so I actually had to drum, and I was embarrassed. I was playing with Unsaid, not in full formation, because, dude, they were damn good.
Yeah. Did you play? Were you guys on the bill when we played in Modesto, and that was 2015, I think?
I'm unsure if I was just in Losers or not quite in Losers yet. I was there.
Oh, yeah.
That was the one where I was like dropping on my knees on the stage singing at you and shit.
Yeah.
Shocking you that I actually knew all the words.
Yeah.
My last Better Left Unsaid memory of you guys was actually at X-Fest.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it was a stage that I was actually running. I was the stage manager for the stage. But the one thing, like, you guys put on a great show and everything, but the one thing I couldn't wrap my head around was the gear of the guitar players. They had this giant refrigerator box thing that...
The Kemper, bro.
Dude, that thing looked like it weighed 300 pounds. And just, you had, like, I think you had the bass, like the guitars, you had everything running through that. Now, I just kept looking at that as an old school, like, musician. I look at everything else, I go, wait, you're running through the PA? Oh, yeah. Shit.
Yeah, we had in-ears, we had it all, man. We, like I said, we were sticklers on the sound of things, you know what I mean? We wanted it to be as good as possible. That was our thing.
So you go through all those tours. You guys come. Unsaid was that the last time I saw you, or what? That was with Unsaid and Spades and Blades, right?
Yep.
And all of a sudden, radio silence.
Yeah.
Just radio silence.
Yeah, that was a difficult time, man. My grandmother was sick, and my grandfather, he kind of sat me down and he asked me if I could. He's in his 80s. He really couldn't do it by himself anymore, and so
Right.
he asked me if I would help out, and literally he asked me, not to work, not to go on tour, like just to be there 24/7, and they felt bad because it's like I can't pay you, I'm like, well, I'm your grandson, I don't want you to pay me,
Yeah.
Um,
Most certainly.
they provided a roof over my head, and I never went hungry, so I had no complaints at all. So yeah, I helped take care of her, and then we BLU had decided at that time kind of take a little bit of a break, so I could do my thing, and then we decided, since we weren't going to be touring, that we would write a new album. And I had explained that it was going to be kind of difficult for me to really dive into it because I had my grandmother was my main priority, well, then she passed away, and I was basically I was approached in a way that not by all members, by one member, that I took really disrespectfully. Basically, what he did was he told me that if I didn't have, this was 2 weeks after my grandma passed, that if I didn't have my vocals done for the pre-production for the next album, that I could expect not to be on the record.
Oof.
And I don't respond to that kind of stuff well. I got angry, Then, like a week or so later, they called me back and were like, what we're going to do is we're going to do this next album without you, and we're going to release it under a different name. We're not going to do Better Left Unsaid. And since basically telling me, since you lost your brother and your dad a few years ago, and now you lost your grandma, you've got some issues that you got to deal with. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on this other band and let you do your own thing. And I was kind of like, okay, like I didn't appreciate the fact that they were kind of making it sound like they were doing it for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that wasn't the case. I could tell they were doing it more for them. And again, this isn't everybody.
And even still, that's not the issue. It's that they turn the gun on you that way.
Yeah, and it kind of came across, in just a shitty way. And Greg was supposed to take over the vocals, and Greg wasn't really feeling, doing the vocals, and it ended up not happening anyway, and the band just kind of dwindled after that. But
yeah, I don't even recall an official announcement. It was just kind of.
There really wasn't. It just kind of fell off. After the one member came at me the way he did after my grandma, I had a lot of hostility, bro. A lot of hostility.
Yeah.
Understandably, yeah.
And for those who think they know who it was that did it, they don't, because it's not who you would think it was. I can guarantee you that.
That'll be an after-hours conversation.
Yeah.
Because you've got my mind spinning.
Right. But as far as like, I'm still, obviously Greg and I, like I said, are still best friends. I haven't really talked to Brent in it's been a couple of years, which sucks. I still love the guy. I love the guy with all my heart. That guy's been there. That guy was there for me when nobody else was. You know what I mean? I love that dude.
Hell of a dude. Hell of a dude. I randomly saw him at Lucky Fest 18.
Yeah.
And just kind of didn't even recognize him. And he just came up and he hung out with me for an hour.
Yeah.
He did what he always did. He inserts himself into a conversation.
Right.
And next thing you know, he's there until he doesn't want to be. And that's Brent Terry.
I miss that dude.
Rare individual.
Yeah, I do. I miss that guy. He and I had a very, very strange kind of relationship when it came to, I guess, being in a band. Because he and I, our temper and kind of our temperament, I guess, is very similar in ways. We both don't take shit very well. You know what I mean? We don't respond well to certain things, and he and I both kind of, we had a mutual respect of like, all right, neither one of us are going to back down. You know what I mean? Like, I knew there was no way I was going to get him to back down an inch, and he knew there was no way he's going to get me to back down an inch, and we kind of had that mutual respect for one another. You know what I mean? But he and I also, like, dude, there were things that I could confide in that dude. You know what I mean? Easy person to talk to,
Yeah. One of the easiest people to talk to ever.
Yeah. So like I said, I definitely miss that guy. I miss a lot of the relationships that I had. But, everybody kind of does their own thing. Everybody kind of moves on,
Which leads me to our last, most important, and final question of the night.
Mm-hmm.
What is next for Adam Raffety? Musically. Life. Like, what you got on your plate,
by the way,
dude?
before you answer that, Mike Vanek says he is pissed right now. Brent G was a G. Or Brent T was a G.
Brent T is a G. Not was a G, is a G.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't
Wherever
know
he's at.
Why are you pissed, Mike?
Yeah, well, he pissed. He's Mike Vanek. He probably got too drunk. Now he's pissed himself off.
But,
And he might have even pissed on himself.
For me, I guess right now, just obviously, the Sickle thing is kind of what I want to get off the ground more than anything. Now, I would love nothing more than to find a band. I will say that I think my days of touring and kind of doing the grind of it, of actually, I guess, quote unquote, trying to make it, those are kind of behind me. I'm older now. I've done things I never thought I would do. I've been a part of a band that had videos on MTV. We toured with some of the biggest bands in the world. We toured all over the country. We did some outstanding things that I'm absolutely proud of. And I don't think I can ever top that. And I did it with, guys that I genuinely love. What I'd like to do now is, I'm in my mid-30s, man. I think what everybody that plays in a band at, in their early years, and I think at some point they reach where I'm at, and that is, I just want to work. I want to have my family. And on the weekends, I want to play some shows, have some drinks with my boys, have a good time. And that's that. You know what I mean? I want to, that's, call it a weekend warrior, call it what you will. I want to make damn good music that I love with friends that I love and perform it on, my off time and have a fucking good time doing it. That's what I want.
All right, you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for sticking around for episode 76 of Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box and the Vanek, apparently. Dude, stick around. Check out what's in store for Sickle and Adam Raffety. And
thank you guys for having me too, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming, dude. I was glad you had the time available.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I had a blast, man. Anytime, man. Thank you guys.
You know, I'm sure we're just scratching the surface in terms of stories that we can get, man.
Oh, I got plenty.
Well, come on back to the lounge, man. We got stuff to talk about.
Right on. Anytime.
All right, so Mr. Lunchbox, where can they find you?
You can find me at the Almighty Lunchbox on Instagram, Nothing But Losers on Facebook, Nothing But Losers on Instagram, Nothing But Loser on Twitter. You can, of course, find this show on Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box on Facebook, live at 10:30 Pacific Standard Time every Friday night, rain, shine, or sleet. Don't forget to join the Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box discussion group on Facebook, where we shitpost, announce our upcoming guests, and just do dumb shit all day. You can also find us on Instagram at Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box and on Twitter at Talking_Shop. Brandon!
All right, you can find me on Instagram at The Real Brandon Blacker, and you can find my band Suburban Paranoia on all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, OnlyFans, you name it. You can find us everywhere. All right, thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Adam Raffety, for being our guest today, sharing all the awesome stories, and we will see you next week with episode 77. Good night, everybody.